Welcome to the Photo Diaries Podcast. I'm your host, Grace Costa, a photographer of over 2 decades and a business and marketing mentor for commercial photographers. If you're looking to build a booked-out business and become an in-demand photographer who is respected and valued, you're in the right place. Thanks for joining me today. Let's open the latest diary. Jessica Whitaker, welcome to the Photo Diaries Podcast. We're live in Las Vegas. Who would have thought I would run into you here randomly at WPPI where there's thousands of people?
It was so meant to be. I'm so excited to be here.
You're so beautiful, and I just spotted you straight away. I recognize you from following you on Instagram and your YouTube channel, and you're always giving great free content. You don't gatekeep. You're open-hearted, and I think that's why people resonate with you.
Oh, thank you so much.
That's what this industry needs, right? We need people to give away how to do things.
Yes, 100%. I just like to make photography accessible to all because all you need is the camera, and you can usually get those for under $500 or $1,000, and then the world's your oyster, and you can make some side income, extra money to pay off a credit card or to pay towards your rent or towards a student loan or just saving fund money. And it's such an incredible resource that it can be accessible, and that's what I always want to do by providing free education. I've been an educator for 10 years. I have one of the OG photography communities called Build and Bloom, which you can join on Facebook. It's totally free. It's kind, it's inclusive, it's encouraging. It's like the best place to ask those questions that sometimes it's like, is this a dumb question? And other people and other groups are like, oh, that's crazy. But in my group, it's like, ask anything and people want to help. It's so amazing.
So how did you build your personal brand so that you were creating a community of your own and doing education where people actually invested in you and your brand? And you just start to build that.
So the reason why I started Build and Bloom back in 2016 was because that was kind of when Facebook groups or photography groups were quite popular. You know, Instagram wasn't the same thing as it is. We didn't have TikTok. And so as part of these groups that were just almost all men, and I would even like kind of troll in them and like write like crazy captions or write in all caps. And it was just funny to get the reaction out of all these guys, you know what I mean? And it's like, you couldn't even ask them like, what's the difference between a crop sensor and a full frame without them like bullying you. And so I'm like, this is just all for one kind of person. This is so exclusive. So there was just a gap of a diverse community and to be inclusive and kind. And so I had started my YouTube channel about a year prior, maybe even about a year prior. And I just decided to fill in that gap. And I think I got in at the right time because it was in the first photography community. So Build and Bloom just filled in the gap.
Yes, okay. And so why did you decide to start a YouTube channel, and for what reason? What's it giving you now?
Oh, that is such a great question. So I was going to trade school for fashion design and marketing my last 2 years of high school, and then I had 1 year of college, and then I was going to design school in Manhattan. So in between trade school and design school, I didn't really have a creative outlet. So I decided to do YouTube as my creative outlet, and I was really fascinated by like social media marketing, and especially back then, that would be like 2013, 2012, 2014. And so I had already had a channel, and I decided to just film one of my photo shoot behind the scenes on my iPhone. And
was that channel about fashion?
Yeah, it had like personal style videos and stuff. I had a couple of videos that are still up about my experience at my design school in New York, giving it a 1 star basically. And so I just wanted to use it as an outlet, and I knew the formula for YouTube back then because I had helped my friends make channels, and I was so fascinated about the algorithm and the formula that I would make videos for my friends that would all get 1 million plus views. And this was back in the day when it was a little bit different and there was a set formula. And so I just replicated that for myself. And so my first video, it performed very, very well. And I just continued to do videos on like posing men, but like doing it with my peers and making it silly and fun and not so serious. And then all of my like gear reviews, I try to take out all the technical jargon.
Yes.
Because that just was when someone's trying to decide if they want to buy a lens or a camera, they don't want to be left more confused. They want a decision. So if you make it simple, people can decide if it's for them or not. And so the YouTube channel became before the Facebook group, but the Facebook group followed shortly after, because it was great that I was reaching people, but there still wasn't like, YouTube isn't a social media app like Instagram is, where you can have group chats and stuff. So Facebook was kind of the natural next transition, to get everybody in one spot, and then also like having it behind in a private group where people could ask questions about their clients without fear of like their clients seeing or something like that.
So with your podcast, I mean your YouTube now, how do you decide what's important content to share?
So now I just go off of what's performing well, which is gear review videos, like lenses and stuff. It's quite boring to film because it's just very like monotonous, but I know that it's very helpful because I just explain it really simply. Unfortunately, like the behind the scenes videos that I used to film, they just aren't the algorithm changes slightly with YouTube, but it's like they don't perform the same as they used to. So I've kind of shifted the strategy from doing the long form behind the scenes videos and turning those into more like short form Instagram reels, and kind of sticking to more of those like 10, 15, 20-minute gear reviews, where somebody, because YouTube is owned by Google, so like if somebody's going to search like Sigma 35 art review versus a Sigma 35 whatever the other one is, my video is going to pop up there, you know, and so it's more of a search engine. YouTube is more of a search engine.
Do you think people, photographers in general, who feel called to be an educator should start with technical stuff like gear reviews, or should they be educating in another area of photography?
That's a really good question. I think that doing gear reviews is a great way to get in front of more of an audience, because people are searching those very specific, looking those individual items up, and it can show your knowledge and authority as a photographer, not just with the creative but with the technical. But also I think that doing behind the scenes can be great. Like here at WPPI, I did a presentation about how to use YouTube in your photography business, and so I talked about two content pillars. One is when you're sitting down and talking to the camera and you're walking through it's for photographers teaching to their clients. So but you could take this formula for photographers teaching to photographers. It's like, talk about what people could wear in their photo shoot, have photos of your own examples, of your own images, do a video about how to prepare for your photo shoot and give them like a timeline, and then do the other pillars behind the scenes. So choose seasonal things that are highly searchable. So cherry blossoms, for example, do it in your local area. So for me in Seattle, cherry blossoms, it would be Washington State Capitol or University of Washington. And those two are our prime locations, and those are highly searchable. So if I were to do a maternity session and it was cherry blossom photo shoot at the University of Washington, maternity photo, whatever, people are searching that. And so my video, Google's prioritizing video like everybody else, right? So it's a way to like hack the homepage of Google, because you're more likely to have your video appear as the top result than page 6 of Google or something like that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
And as far as your brand, just one final question.
Yes, yeah.
How have you gone about managing your brand as it has expanded?
I guess
has become more well known.
Maybe can you clarify? Do you mean like the visuals?
No, I mean like, do you have demands on your brand, like being here or being interviewed with lots of podcasts or whatever?
I'm such a nobody. This is my first time coming and speaking at an industry event. So it's like, it's pretty easy because I don't have to manage anything.
Yes.
It's just me.
And so, everything in the back end,
it's just
you doing everything. You don't even have a virtual assistant, nothing.
I used to have a virtual assistant, and she was so helpful with getting people into the Facebook group. But unfortunately, she is no longer a virtual assistant. Yeah. And so the agency turned into more online course, like help with online courses, stuff like that. And I just have been like, it's all right. So it's literally just me. I mean, in the past, I've hired a copywriter sometimes to do like emails or like a web page and stuff. I've hired multiple copywriters, but as far as like a couple of years ago, I had someone help me with some PDFs, but it really is just me. I mean, I'm with a talent agency. So I don't know if you met my manager, Jermaine, but so she came here, like the agency sent her here, and there's another creative, David Saw, who's also here with our agency. And so like I feel like that end, like the content creator stuff, is separate than the photography, but that would be like, I'm grateful that I got signed to an agency when they were really small too.
So then what does this agency do for content creators?
For content, so they will like pitch me to brands, or like usually like we have a Slack channel where it's like, let me know if you fit this like description with this brand, that kind of thing.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of more on like the influencer side than the educator side, but they do coexist. Like Jermaine is here with me at WPPI to hopefully meet some brands and stuff. So
how do you get clients in your photography? What's your marketing in a
blog
nutshell?
Posts?
Oh, blog posts.
Yes, which I know it sounds so monotonous and so boring, but you guys, blog post is how I get my clients. And of course they might follow on Instagram too, but it's like the blogs are how I am. And so YouTube translates too for blogs because it's also SEO.
Yes. My business attracts about 60% from Google.
Yeah.
Google,
okay.
Fresh new leads from Google.
Yeah.
And the rest of the percentage is word of mouth and, networking sort of thing.
Yeah. That's amazing.
That's my my commercial photography business.
That's so amazing.
But I am doing more blogging because I know the value of blogging.
Yes.
100%. I don't want to take any more of your time,
so
beautiful
sweet.
Jessica. Thank you so much for joining me.
You're so welcome.
She's wearing beautiful yellow today. She looks like a radiant sunshine.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, you're so sweet. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. And how can people follow you and join your group?
Yes. You can find me on Facebook. My Facebook group is called Build and Bloom, and then my Instagram and YouTube are just my name, first name Jessica, last name Whitaker, and I would love to see you there.
And I'll put the link in the show notes.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jessica. Thanks for joining me on today's episode. If you're a photographer ready to stop guessing and start transforming your business into one that actually works for you, this is your invitation. Inside my one-on-one mentoring, I help you get clear on your marketing, your pricing, and your positioning so you can become the obvious choice and attract high-quality clients who don't question your rates. Find out more via the link in the show notes. Until next time, see you later.